Welcome to an immersive journey through the iconic US quarter dollar, a coin that's more than just change in your pocket. It's a miniature time capsule of American heritage, geography, and history. Today, we focus on 5 key years: 1978, 1987, 1988, 2006, and 2007. Each of these dates tells a different story, from classic eagles to state symbols. From circulating coins to pristine uncirculated issues, coins are the quiet storytellers of history, etched in metal, passed hand to hand, and forgotten until they re-emerge, whispering of places, people, and the past. Among them, the US quarter dollar holds a special place, none more dynamic than the quarters minted in 2007. In 2007, the United States Mint continued its groundbreaking 50-state quarters program, a decade-long initiative 1999 to 2008 to honor each of the 50 states with a uniquely designed quarter. Authorized by the 50 States Commemorative Coin Program Act, 1997. This effort was not just numismatic, it was educational, geographical, and cultural. Each quarter was released in the order the states joined the Union. And in 2007, 5 more states received their tribute: Montana, Washington, Idaho, Wyoming, Utah together. These 5 designs celebrate the western frontier, nature, wildlife, and American innovation. Date of statehood: November 8, 1889. 41st state design elements: a bison skull above snow-capped mountains and plains. Inscription: Big Sky Country. The bison skull honors Montana's Native American heritage. The mountainous backdrop reflects the state's rugged landscape. Montana is known for its expansive skies, Yellowstone Park, and the Rocky Mountains. Date of statehood: November 11, 1889. 42nd state design elements: a leaping salmon in front of Mount Rainier. Salmon, symbol of the state's rich fisheries and ecosystems. Mount Rainier, an iconic stratovolcano and Washington's highest peak, emphasizes Washington's coastal waters and Pacific Northwest identity. Date of statehood: July 3, 1890. 43rd state, fastest birds on earth. Outline of the state with its motto, Isto Perpetua. The falcon signifies wildlife conservation and natural speed. The motto reflects Idaho's enduring spirit. Idaho is home to vast wilderness areas, canyons, and mountain terrain. Date of statehood: July 10, 1890. 44th state, a bucking horse and rider. Inscription: The Equality State, represents Wyoming's cowboy heritage and rodeo tradition. The nickname honors its legacy as the first state to grant women the vote. Highlights Wyoming's ranching culture and open plains. Date of statehood: January 4, 1896. 45th state, depicts the Golden Spike Ceremony, the joining of the first transcontinental railroad at Promontory Summit in 1869. Steam locomotives and the actual Golden Spike. Celebrates innovation and the unification of the nation. Marks Utah's pivotal place in U.S. transportation history. Utah's deserts and mountains were overcome by one of America's greatest engineering feats. Each of the 5 quarters was minted at multiple facilities. Mints used: Philadelphia Mint P, Denver Mint D, San Francisco Mint S. Only 4 proof versions: standard and silver proof state. Philadelphia P, Denver D proof S. Montana, 257 million to 256, 0 to 2000. J. Washington, 265,000, 0 to 280, 0022, 022, 0. Idaho, 246 million, 2,880 billion. 2000. J. Wyoming, 243,000, 0 to 254, 0022, 0. Utah, 2,530 billion. 2000. 0. Total combined circulation: over 2.6 billion quarters were minted for these 5 designs in 2007. MS Mint state grades: MS62, MS70 proof grades, PR62, PR70, often with DCAM deep cameo found in mint sets or directly from mint rolls. 1000s to 65 to MS67 quarters are collectible. Value: MS65, $1.50, $3 Ms-67, $15, $50, depending on design and rarity, made with polished dies and special planchettes. Available in clad proof sets: standard copper nickel silver proof sets, 90% silver, 10% copper. Value: clad proof, $2 for dollars each. Silver proof, $5, $10 each. PR69 DCA, up to $20 plus. PR70 DCAM, perfect condition, $40 a T plus. The peregrine falcon on Idaho's quarter is one of the few instances where a raptor is the centerpiece of US currency. Wyoming's design is considered one of the simplest in the series, yet deeply symbolic. Utah's quarter is a favorite among railroad historians and is one of the only coins featuring locomotives. Washington State's coin is popular due to the salmon and mountain Camboa, vivid portrait of the Pacific Northwest. 2007 quarters were heavily collected, meaning many still exist in pristine condition. The 2007 Liberty quarter dollar coins are far more than pocket change. They're national emblems of frontier spirit, natural beauty, and technological triumph. Each one is a tribute to the character and history of its state. For collectors, they mark a rich chapter in the modern U.S. numismatic story. For educators, they are visual tools to teach geography, culture, and civic history. And for Americans, they are reminders that even the smallest coin can carry the largest stories. Next time you hold a 2007 quarter, take a closer look. You're not just holding 25 cents, you're holding Montana's mountains, Washington's salmon, Idaho's skies, Wyoming's cowboys, and Utah's railroads all in the palm of your hand. The next step, 2006 in your palm, rests more than a coin. It is a miniature monument to the American journey. The quarter dollar, with its steady presence in our lives, is also a canvas for national identity. Among the most ambitious commemorative efforts in U.S. coinage history is the 50-state quarters program, and the year 2006 brings 5 new stories etched in copper and nickel. These are the Liberty Quarters of 2006. The 2006 Liberty Quarter belongs to the 50-state quarters program, initiated in 1999 and completed in 2008. This federal program was launched by the United States Mint to honor all 50 states with custom, reverse designs, issued in the order that each state joined the Union. In 2006, the quarters represented Nevada, Nebraska, Colorado, North Dakota, and South Dakota. It's showcasing that state's unique identity, geography, history, and cultural symbolism. Program authorized. 50 States Commemorative Coin Program Act 1997. Issuing authority, United States Mint base composition, clad 91.67% copper, 8.33% nickel silverproof, 90% silverproof, 90% silver, 10% copper diameter, 24.26 millimeters weight, 5.67 grams. The obverse features George Washington, originally sculpted by John Flanagan in 1932, but modified slightly for the State Quarter series to allow room for the larger reverse design. Let us explore each coin, state by state, and understand what they represent. Date of statehood: October 31st, 1864, 36th state. 3 wild mustangs galloping across a mountainous landscape, a rising sun, sagebrush state flower, and the words, the Silver State. The wild mustangs embody freedom and the untamed West. Sagebrush and mountainous background depict Nevada's rugged, natural terrain. Silver State references its mining history and economic foundation. Mintage, Philadelphia P. Approximately 279 million Denver D. 312 million Proof S. Approximately 2 million clad plus silver. Nevada's Great Basin region. Deserts and mining towns play into the coin's storytelling. Date of statehood: March 1st, 1867, 37th state. Chimney Rock and a covered wagon pulled by oxen. A radiant sun in the sky. Chimney Rock was a major landmark for pioneers on the Oregon Trail. The covered wagon honors westward expansion and frontier. Spirit P. Approximately 274 million D. Approximately 273 million Proof S. 2 million. The plains of Nebraska, crisscrossed by settlers' trails, helped shape the American Midwest. Date of statehood: August 1st, 1876, 38th state. Rocky Mountain landscape, dense forests, and rugged peaks. Caption: Colorful Colorado reflects Colorado's famed natural beauty, tourism appeal, and mountainous geography. P. Approximately 274 million D. 264 million Proof S. Approximately 2 million. Geography. Note: Colorado has the highest average elevation of any U.S. state, and the Rockies dominate its visual identity. Date of statehood: November 2nd, 1889, 39th state. 2 American bison grazing in the Badlands. The American bison, once nearly extinct, symbolizes resilience and North Dakota's natural heritage. The Badlands depict the state's dramatic wind-carved landscapes. P. Approximately 305 million D. Approximately 359 million Proof S. 2 million. Theodore Roosevelt found his political and conservationist voice in these very Badlands. Date of statehood: November 2nd, 1889, 40th state. Mount Rushmore in the background, a ring-necked pheasant, in flight above wheat stalks. Rushmore embodies national unity and presidential legacy. Pheasant, state bird, popular game species. Wheat symbolizes agriculture, the state's economic backbone. P. Approximately 245 million D. Approximately 265 million Proof S. 2 million. South Dakota is where natural splendor meets monumental human achievement. Quarters were released sequentially throughout the year, approximately every 10 weeks. They were distributed via banks and post offices nationwide. All 2006 quarters were heavily circulated, with hundreds of millions of each design minted. Found in mint rolls or uncirculated mint sets. Typical grades: MS62, MS67. Value: MS63 to MS65. Tilde $1, $3 per coin. MS67 can range from $20 $80 depending on design and condition. Issued from the San Francisco Mint. S2 types. Clad proofs: copper nickel, shiny with frosted designs. Silver proofs: 90% silver, more valuable, typically. Sold in collector sets. Value: clad proof, tilde $2 for dollars, silver proof, tilde $5, $10. PR69 DCAM, $15, $25 PR70 DCAM, $40 IT dollars plus North Dakota's quarter had the highest combined mintage of the year, possibly due to its popular wildlife design. South Dakota's quarter, with Mount Rushmore and pheasant, is often considered one of the most American coins ever minted. Colorado's depiction of the Rockies is artistically considered one of the most detailed natural landscapes in the series. Coins with full steps, clean surfaces and no contact marks are key targets for professional grading. The 2006 quarters, like all in the state quarters program, served a dual purpose: education, teaching U.S. geography, state histories, and natural symbols. Numismatics reviving public interest in coin collecting, especially among younger audiences. They were more than coins. They were ambassadors of identity, circulating stories state to state, hand to hand. From the sagebrush plains of Nevada to the snow-capped peaks of Colorado, the 2006 Liberty quarters are chapters in a national story written in metal. Each quarter isn't just worth 25 cents, it's worth generations of heritage, pride, and progress. For collectors and history lovers alike, these coins are the silent storytellers of America's vast and diverse landscape. The quarter dollar, a quiet companion to commerce, a durable bridge across generations. In 1987 it bore no flashy state icon, no soaring falcon or mountain silhouette. Yet the 1987 Liberty quarter, with its timeless dignity, holds its own unique place in the American numismatic narrative. The year is 1987. The U.S. Mint continues to strike coins under the long-standing design introduced in 1932 to honor the bicentennial of George Washington's birth, known today as the Washington Quarter. The 1987 quarter was part of a tradition that spanned more than 6 decades, preceding the 50-state quarters program that began in 1999. Despite its modest appearance, the 1987 quarter carries a peculiar distinction, and like most years, 1987 quarters were not released for general circulation. Instead, they were issued only in mint sets, making circulated examples unusual and unintentional survivors. Designer John Flanagan, based on Jean-Antoine Houdon's bust of Washington. Design introduced 1932, a left-facing bust of George Washington. Inscriptions: Liberty above his head, In God We Trust to the left. Date 1987. At the bottom, designer John Flanagan, a bald eagle with wings spread wide, clutching arrows in its talons. Beneath the eagle is an olive branch, symbolizing peace. Inscriptions: United States of America, above E pluribus unum, below it quarter dollar at the bottom. This reverse had been in use since 1932, except for the special bicentennial design of 1975-1976, and remained until it was replaced by the state quarters in 1999. Though the 1987 quarter doesn't highlight a particular state or landscape like later quarters, it is rooted in national geography. The eagle as a symbol embodies American ideals from coast to coast. Washington's portrait connects us to Mount Vernon, Virginia, the first president's home. The coin reflects a federal identity, not state-specific, representing all of the United States during the final decade of the Cold War. P. Philadelphia Mint D. Denver Mint S. San Francisco Mint. Proof coins only. Important fact: no 1987 quarters were intended for general circulation. All were produced for inclusion in U.S. mint sets and proof sets. Mint location: mint mark mintage. Volume notes: Philadelphia P. 4.9 million mint set only. Denver D. 4.9 million mint set only. San Francisco's 3.9 million proof set only. Total mintage all types 13.7 million, tiny compared to hundreds of millions in typical years. Because 1987 quarters were never released for circulation, they were only available through mint sets and proof sets intended for collectors, not cash registers usually stored in protective packaging. Any 1987 quarter found in circulation was either accidentally released or removed from a set. These coins will usually show wear and reduced detail. Circulated 1987 quarters are not common and may intrigue collectors for that reason. Found in government-issued mint sets graded using the Mint State MS scale MS63, minimal contact marks. Good eye appeal MS65, above average strike and luster MS67 plus. Scarce, premium grade estimated volumes, $631 $3, MS655 $10, MS6725 $100 plus. Coins with full detail and no blemishes bring a premium, especially those graded by PCGs or NGC, made with mirror-like fields and frosted devices, struck using specially polished dies housed in proof sets. Grade estimated value pre $653 5 PR69 DCAM $1020 PR70 DCAM $40 $60 plus. Silver was not used in standard 1987 proof quarters. All were struck in copper-nickel clad. 1987 was one of the few modern years with no circulation strike of a major denomination. Mint sets and proof sets from this year are often purchased solely to access these quarters. The design marked one of the last years before significant changes in U.S. coinage began in the 1990s. including the State Quarters Program 1999 and redesign of the obverse 1999 to 2009. Scarcity in circulation, low mintage numbers, historic position in pre-State Quarter era. Easy entry point for new collectors, full strikes, especially eagle feathers, and Washington's hair deep cameo contrast in proofs, though modest in appearance. The 1987 Liberty Quarter is a whisper from the past, an intentionally rare issue from a time when coinage was steady and predictable. In a sea of billions, it is one of the quiet few, waiting in mint sets, tucked away in drawers, until a curious eye rediscovers it. Not every coin tells a flashy tale, but the 1987 quarter reminds us that even the simplest coin can carry weight in history. In 1978, as America approached the close of a turbulent decade, the quarter dollar continued to bear the steadfast image of liberty and strength. George Washington, the face of resolve, and the American eagle poised in perpetual watch. Join us as we explore the legacy of the 1978 Liberty Quarter Dollar. The 1978 Liberty Quarter is part of the long-running Washington Quarter series, which began in 1932 to honor the bicentennial of George Washington's birth. It remained essentially unchanged in its core design until 1999, when the State Quarters Program introduced new reverse designs. In 1978, the United States was navigating post-Vietnam recovery, Cold War tensions, and social transformation. Amid this, the quarter remained a constant in everyday life, a pocket-sized emblem of trust, government, and commerce. Designer John Flanagan, 1932, based on John Tonudong's neoclassical bust of Washington, features a left-facing bust of George Washington, inscriptions, "Liberty above, in God we trust," left. Date 1978. Bottom designer, John Flanagan. A bald eagle with spread wings, clutching a bundle of arrows below the eagle. An olive branch, symbolizing peace, inscriptions, United States of America above, e pluribus unum under, USA quarter dollar below. The eagle represents vigilance and military preparedness. The arrows and olive branch evoke balance between war and peace. Together they embody America's constitutional strength and moral restraint. While the 1978 quarter doesn't feature specific geographic imagery like later state quarters, it represents the federal identity of the United States. George Washington symbolizes leadership rooted in Virginia, the state of his birth and home of Mount Vernon. The eagle and mottos represent nationwide unity, not regional distinction. The quarter circulated in all 50 states and U.S. territories, touching every corner of the country, urban and rural, coastal and inland. In 1978, 3 U.S. mints produced quarters. Mint location: mint mark, mintage volume Philadelphia No, mint mark approximately 521,452,000, Denver D approximately 287,373,000, San Francisco's proof only S approximately 3,127,000. Total 1978 quarters minted: 811,952,000. 1978 quarters were a workhorse of commerce in the late 1970s. The U.S. was dealing with inflation and oil crises, changes in coin metal composition. No silver after 1964. Despite this, the quarter retained copper-nickel-clad structure introduced in 1965, durability and familiarity in vending machines, buses and stores. The 1978 quarter was a symbol of daily life and economic transition. These were not proof, but coins struck for circulation with little to no wear. Mint sets contained uncirculated 1978 quarters directly from the U.S. Mint, graded using the MS Mint state scale from MS60 to MS70. Grade value: P Mint value D Mint. MS63 $1.50 $150 Ms -$65 $354 $6 MS 6,724,000 $25 $50 plus. High grade D Mint quarters are slightly more sought after due to strike quality variation. These coins were specially struck for collectors. Mirror fields, frosted devices, and high contrast found in 1978 proof sets sold by the U.S. Mint. Greater value per 653.5 PR 69. DCAM $8 $15 PR 70. DCAM $30 $60 plus. No silver version of the 1978 quarter was issued, only copper-nickel-clad proofs. 1978 is the last full year before Susan B. Anthony dollars were introduced. 1979. Affecting public attitudes about coins, the mintages were higher than average, reflecting rising economic activity and inflationary pressures. The Washington quarter's reverse eagle design would be replaced in 1999 by the rotating state designs. Many 1978 quarters are still in circulation today, but those in top condition are relatively rare due to wear over time. Strong strike details, especially on the eagle's feathers and Washington's hair. Full rims and clean fields, no nicks, scratches, or discoloration. Proof examples with deep cameo contrast. DCAM no major listed mint errors for 1978. But off-center strikes, double dies, or planchet flaws can command premiums. The 1978 Liberty Quarter may lack the flash of modern commemoratives, but it that speaks in a steady voice, the voice of a nation rooted in history and guided by purpose. As it passed from hand to hand in diners, gas stations, and grocery stores, it reminded Americans of the quiet strength and continuity, a true workhorse of its time. The 1978 quarter endures as a symbol of stability, trust, and timeless American design.